This year I'll make a change, maybe buy some saving bonds. I'd go organic, but I simply haven't got the funds.
Okay, I am here with Peter and Denise. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Yes. And they're the band 100 Mile House, which I'm so curious how you got the name, because are you actually from 100 Mile House, BC? Not at all.
Not at all, no. We got the name when we were living in England, it was just on a map.
Yeah?
And in England, no one knew what it was, so we used it as a band name there, but then when we went back to England, everyone was like...
Back to Edmonton.
Back to Edmonton, everyone was like, so you're from 100 Mile House? My accent's definitely not from 100 Mile House.
Well, they're 100 Mile House. They're husband and wife.
Yeah.
And a baby's coming. First one?
First one.
Oh. They're here at the Bear Creek Music Festival and are so nice enough to sit down and do an interview with me. So welcome to Grand Prairie. How's it been going here?
It's been
So great.
Yeah.
It's our last festival of the summer, and yeah,
It's been one of the funnest weekends. Yeah.
it's been probably the most relaxing and the most just
Did you guys love the workshop programs, how they did it?
those are always the best parts.
Yeah, it sounds like that was a new format for some of the artists. And
They don't do it a lot in the States or in other countries, but Canadian festivals, it's like
It's a real,
it's
yeah.
like
It's
a real Canadian thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great. And you guys are already performed on stage just a little while ago.
Yeah.
And you were on the big stage on Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now you get to enjoy the rest of it.
We're off. We're done.
We're off, we're done.
I'm on vacation after this interview. My question to start off is, tell me your guys' story individually or as a couple since turning 30.
It's a story.
Want to go first with your one? They're intertwined, but it's slightly different for both.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so excited to turn 30. I thought that once I turned 30, it would just be, that was my age. We were gonna start trying to have a family. I was so comfortable with everything. I was really happy. I'd worked quite hard to get to the point where I felt like my mental health was really good. I was doing tons of yoga, and I was ready for 30. I was like, this is gonna be great. I'm going into a new phase in my life. And then the rug got pulled right out under our feet, and right away. I was 30 for about 2 months, and then we found out the whole having kids thing was not going to be much of an option unless we wanted to get creative with it. And the next 5 years were sort of spent dealing with that. And the ups and downs that roller coaster takes you on, and the grief and the heartbreak, and dealing with other people in your life having kids, and your friends having kids, and other people in your family having kids, and just feeling like totally let down by everything that happened, because people think that they can have a plan and they just stick to that plan and everything will be great. But as soon as that plan gets jarred, if you don't have the right tools to deal with that, which I don't think that I did at the time, it makes things really quite a rough path.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's so much. I'm not a mother myself, but I've seen my friends that have either gone through various forms of trying to get pregnant, or the miscarriage, or the babies that, like, you know, we have an organization here called Tiny Hands of Hope that my friend is it came out of lots of experiences of lost babies and so on and so forth, and yeah, it's quite an experience. And I think it's, you know, on top of it, when people decide to go some of the routes with the hormones, like, I can't even imagine what that would be like. I'm already hormonal on a good day.
Yeah, that part was like the worst part. And I got away from that as soon as I possibly could.
Yeah.
It made things way worse.
And so is this also your story too, would you say? Like, that's what happened since you turned 30 as well?
Yeah, it's all been the same. It's just been, we've kind of had periods where we've been really close, and periods where we've been really far apart as well. So it's sort of, that's really defined the past 5 years for sure. I didn't really look at 30 as a number though to turn. If that makes sense, I remember you were always excited to turn 30.
Yeah.
And I was always like, it doesn't really matter to me. But looking back, it was a big change, it was a big shift. And so much has happened since then as well. Like it was definitely a turning point. But yeah, it's just been a path of like growth. Yeah, it's been awful and amazing.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're still like together here is really exciting.
Yeah.
It's like we did the hard work together this morning, so it feels really nice.
Yeah.
And in that, what do you think are your biggest accomplishments since turning 30? Other than the fact that you're pregnant right now.
Well, I think we kind of threw ourselves into music a bit. We released, since I've been 30, since you've been 32, we've released 2 albums, both of them I think they're quite different.
Yeah.
And they've both done, I'm proud of us, I'm proud of the things we've accomplished. Because sometimes when, the rest of your life you're not really feel like you're accomplishing much, at least we sort of had this one thing that we would just work on together, and even if we weren't really getting along that well, or things were really difficult for us, if we had a show, we'd get on stage, we'd sing together, and it would bring us a little bit closer. And I think continuing to do music together and perform together kind of saved us a little bit.
How long have you guys been performing together?
Ooh.
I guess since we met, but not seriously until...
We just goofed around with it for a while.
Yeah.
When we met about 14 years ago.
14.
Yeah. It'll be 14 in November, so that's a long
I was
time.
saying 13, but I guess it's 14 coming up.
Well, married almost 13 years.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think we goofed around for a bit, and then we actually started performing as a band maybe like 10 years ago.
Yeah, once we moved back to Canada, when we recorded that first album, which was 8 years ago, that's when we started doing it more seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Serious.
Seriously singing.
Sang more serious songs.
And this is your guys' career now?
We both have other stuff that we do to sort of cobble together a mortgage payment and things like that.
But yeah, especially depending on the time of year, like this summer we've been away for 5 weekends. So that's kind of
we both have quite flexible jobs, which is
yeah, it's really nice. I think that's a secret to being able to do music as well. It's like having a flexible job.
Try to make it a little easier on yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I just heard the word flexibility, so I'm gonna kind of move into the next question. What do you think you possess as an attitude to reach the things, like the accomplishments that you guys have reached? Obviously flexibility. What are the things, what are those other attitude things that you have?
Perseverance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of humility in there.
Yeah, it's always, the great thing is to have your ass handed to you.
Yeah, it's pretty good to get your ass handed to you. That's how you find out who you really are, I think.
But saying that, like, if everyone goes through it, it's how you react to it's like stereotypical as it sounds, but it's how you react to the blocks in the road kind of thing. And yeah, everyone has bad spots, and it's from out that you learn to be flexible or patient, or that's where you learn tools to like do stuff to achieve stuff.
Do you find at all that your creative process expanded in that time as well?
Yeah, you mean like since we turned 30?
Well, since in the roller coaster, do you find that your creative process has has it gotten stronger, better in all of this?
It's probably a bit different.
You probably have.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, you seem to take like life-changing events or big things that happen and put them into a song or into a story.
Yeah, so it's all cool.
And I just shut down.
It's different, but like that's all part of the learning
And then you
process.
dragged me out of it with the song.
But it's all part of the learning process, like how do you deal with it? Like, so I guess the process evolves. It changed more because it was just a coping mechanism as well.
Yeah.
To write something and then share it, definitely lightens the load a little bit.
Yeah. And in that, how do you overcome fear and negative thinking?
I don't know. I'd like to find out. I don't know. Fear is
How do you come out of your shutdowns?
Talking to people.
Yeah.
I think putting yourself in. What I found was like I shut out everything and everyone, and recently, like in the past, almost probably year, I've had to crawl my way back into people's lives, like friends that I hadn't seen or people that I had just shut out without any explanation to them, and it was uncomfortable. And you have to have uncomfortable conversations, and nothing but good has come from them.
And in that, what were some of the fears and negative thinking? Like, how do you overcome that when you've been there?
Yeah, you just have to be honest and tell people your story a little bit, and especially with friends, sitting down with them and saying, I'm sorry I disappeared. I'm sorry I wasn't there. This is why. You have to be willing for them to say, well, that's fine, but you weren't there, so we aren't going to be friends anymore, but everyone has just been understanding, and I think we're lucky that we've surrounded ourselves with people that are wonderful and are understanding and will listen. But I think, it is a risk that you take for sure, but the payoff is that your relationships are just closer than ever, really.
And how about you, Peter?
I was just enjoying listening there. What was it? How to deal with fear and negative?
Yeah, how do you deal with fear and negative thinking?
I think just having a lot of it, we were talking about last night, wasn't it? About just people talking to themselves. Like you need to coach yourself a lot. And I think people don't know how. Like that's just a tool you need to learn. Like when you have a negative thought, instead of just believing it as truth, you need to like chat with yourself. Like where did that come from? That's a big thing that I learned to do. And also the fear thing. It's weird because fear is an instinct that we have. But like a lot of the time, it's not that useful. It's kind of you're almost in a better position to actually do something that scares you a little more, as opposed to avoiding that stuff. Like the stuff that scares you the most is maybe the things you should check off the list first. That makes sense. So yeah, I guess that's my.
But it takes a lot of strength to be able to make yourself get past that. Like, yeah, you should be doing those scary things. You have to do the stuff that scares you the most, or like you're going to miss out on a lot.
If you could give the world one piece of advice, this being your world, what would you say?
Don't leave a good time for a good time.
Say that again and a little louder.
Don't leave a good time for a good time. That's not my advice for the world, but that's what my friend said to me on Friday, and I was like, yeah, we should get on t-shirts. Don't leave a good time for a
Don't leave a good time for a good time.
That's not my advice.
You can't trademark that one now.
That's Curtis Glasses. What would be your one piece of advice?
I want to say, like, talk to people. Just, like, doesn't matter. Like, just keep talking to people. If you have a story to tell, or you need to get something off your chest, do it, because it will eat you up if you don't. But it's so much easier said than done. It's great advice, but it's really hard to take that advice.
Yeah. What you got for us?
There's lots of things, but I guess the one big thing it ties in a few is like if things are bad, then like do something about it. Like whatever that may be. Like if you're having a tough time, just like it's one thing, like if you're doing something that's terrible, then try to stop doing it. Just things like that, like change. Like you speak to so many people and they're like, I'm not happy. And they're like, I've changed this, I've changed that. And you're like, what's that one big thing you haven't changed that's making you happy? So it's just like don't get stuck in something. Am I making sense now, or am I just rambling?
Well, it makes sense to me because I feel like you're talking to me because I was stuck. Like I had a horrible time and like serious mental health problems that were not being taken care of. And
but then you did something.
But you have, like, once you do something about it, it's unbelievable the changes that you can make and how much better you feel knowing that you did this, like you were in control and you took charge and you changed your life. You can feel like there's this pride that kind of comes along with it that you can use to continue to move forward, I guess.
And I think people get confused because asking for help is a sign of strength, but a lot of people don't see it as a sign of strength, so a lot of people won't ask for help.
Yeah.
But like you ask for help and you have pride in other people ask for help. Like it's a complete mind shift. Like you have to realise that, seeking help is a sign of strength. Doing something, being vulnerable is a sign of strength.
I think that's great advice, right? Be willing to, like, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And that ability to ask for help, like to be that humble. I think that's what to me that's what the word humility and humble means, is asking for help.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you know what? The right people are going to be there, or the right moment, or the right divine, whatever it is going to be there to get you through that. But it's only when you get stuck and you don't. It's tough. It's really tough.
You have to be honest with yourself.
Oh.
It's hard.
You
You have to kick your own ass sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's the worst, is when people say, I changed this. It's like they changed the type of milk they drink. You're like, they change everything, but there's that one thing you're not being honest about. It's changed.
Yeah. Future plans. When are you guys due?
In 7 weeks.
Oh.
So now we get to go home and just relax a bit.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna relax. We've been away like so much the past month.
Yeah, we have some things to get ready,
Yeah. And
preparing to do, and then we have a few months off before we go on tour.
where to? Where are you touring?
All through Saskatchewan
Yeah, and that's not until February.
with a 4-month-old.
In February.
So it's gonna be super fun. We're good though. We always just think that like when stuff gets stressful, like you just have to laugh about it. There's not much else you can do. Like it just has to be funny.
Are you taking a babysitter along?
Yeah, we'll take someone.
Are you gonna bring the baby up on stage and just sing away like lullabies? My music's changed.
Our music is pretty sleepy, I guess, so it might be okay.
We'll see how it reacts.
We know a lot of friends that use our music to put their kids to sleep.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing where you guys go in your career.
Thanks.
Isn't what you want right now, but it's for the best.